xAI just shipped a coding model that loses almost every head-to-head benchmark against Claude and GPT 5.6, and developers are switching to it anyway. Here's the part nobody's talking about. It was trained by the same team that builds Cursor, and it costs 80% less per task. Let's find out if the numbers actually add up. On July 8th, xAI released Grok 4.5, their new flagship model built specifically for coding, agentic workflows, and knowledge work. It's a mixture of experts' design. Instead of one giant network handling everything, specialized subnetworks handle different problem types, and only the relevant ones activate per request. Here's what makes this release different from the usual model drop. Cursor, the AI code editor millions of developers already use daily, didn't just bolt Grok 4.5 on after launch. xAI and Cursor trained it together on trillions of tokens pulled from real developer and agent interactions, not synthetic benchmark data. That code training shows up in the spec sheet too. Grok 4.5 ships with a 500,000 token context window, enough to hold a mid-sized code base, its documentation, and your whole conversation history in a single request without losing track of what it's doing. And it's not just marketing. Cursor's own CEO called Grok 4.5 his team's daily driver on launch day, which is a strong claim from the company that just spent months training it alongside xAI. So how do you actually get your hands on it? There are 3 routes in, and which one makes sense depends entirely on how you already work. First is Grok Build, xAI's own terminal-native coding agent, currently in early beta for Super Grok and X Premium Plus subscribers. One install command, and it lives right inside your shell, ready to plan and execute tasks on its own. Second, it's built directly into Cursor on every paid plan, with a meaningful usage allowance included by default, no extra setup required. Third, there's the raw xAI API and console for teams who'd rather wire the model directly into their own internal tools and pipelines. Now let's talk numbers, because this is where Grok 4.5 gets genuinely aggressive. The API charges $2 per million input tokens and $6 per million output tokens, roughly a third of what top-tier competitors charge for comparable coding performance. Cached input tokens drop to just 50 cents per million, which matters a lot if you're resending the same codebase context across a long agent session. The catch: push past 200,000 tokens in a single request, and the rate jumps to $4 and $12. Inside Cursor specifically, there's also a faster variant priced at $4 input and $18 output per million tokens, trading a bit more cost for noticeably lower latency when you need answers instantly. So how does it actually perform? On SWE-bench verified, the standard test for fixing real GitHub issues, Grok 4.5 scores 86.6%. That's behind Claude Opus 4.8 at 88.6%, and well behind GPT 5.6 Lunateer, which leads the pack at 93%. On SWE-bench Pro, which tests fixing bugs across entire large repositories instead of isolated files, the gap widens further. Opus 4.8 leads at 69.2%. Grok 4.5 trails at 64.7%. If deep repo scale reasoning is your bottleneck, this isn't the model that wins that fight. But flip to Terminal-Bench 2.1, which measures shell-driven, multi-step agentic tasks, and Grok 4.5 actually wins. 83.3% versus Opus 4.8's 78.9%. This is its home turf, running commands, chaining tool calls, getting real work done inside a live terminal. Put together, no single model wins everywhere. GPT 5.6 leads raw bug-fixing accuracy. Opus 4.8 leads complex repository scale reasoning. Grok 4.5 leads terminal-driven agent work. Which one's best depends entirely on what you're actually building. Here's the number that actually matters more than any leaderboard score, though. How many tokens a model burns to finish a task, because that's what determines your real bill at the end of the month. On a typical SWE-bench Pro task, Grok 4.5 uses about 16,000 output tokens to get the job done. Opus 4.8 uses roughly 67,000 for the same task, over 4 times as many, even in the cases where it lands on the better answer. Multiply that out, and one completed task costs about $2.49 on Grok 4.5 versus $11.80 on Opus 4.8. Run that across a team, shipping hundreds of agent tasks a week, and the saving stop being a rounding error. Now for the part reviewers don't put in the headline. Independent testing found Grok 4.5's hallucination rate roughly doubled compared to its predecessor, landing around 54% on factual accuracy stress tests, and it tends to sound more confident exactly when it's wrong. There's also a trust conversation happening around it that has nothing to do with benchmarks. xAI has previously been reported editing Grok's system prompts to steer its answers on political topics, and some developers on forums like Hacker News say that history alone makes them hesitant to rely on it for professional work, regardless of the scores. So a workflow is emerging among early adopters that splits the difference. Use a frontier planning model like GPT 5.6 SOL for the high-level design and reasoning, then route the actual implementation and execution work to Grok 4.5, where its speed and terminal skills do the heavy lifting cheaply. That execution work is where Grok Build itself shines. The standout feature is plan mode. Before it touches a single line of your code, it lays out its full plan, and you can approve it, edit individual steps, or rewrite the whole thing before execution even starts. For bigger tasks, it delegates work to up to 8 parallel subagents, each one able to spin up in its own Git work tree, so multiple pieces of a feature get built simultaneously instead of one long sequential chain. It also plugs into your existing setup without extra configuration. Your agents.md file, MCP servers, plugins, and hooks all work out of the box. There's a full-screen terminal interface for interactive sessions and a headless mode for wiring it straight into CI pipelines. Getting it running takes one command, a curl script on Mac and Linux, a PowerShell one-liner on Windows, and you're inside a live agent session in under a minute. One caveat before you get too excited. Grok 4.5 wasn't available in EU products or the API console at launch, with wider EU access expected to roll out through the rest of July. So who should actually reach for this? If you're running high-volume agent workflows, lots of terminal commands, lots of iteration, cost adding up fast, Grok 4.5's efficiency wins that math easily. If you're already living inside Cursor, this is close to a no-brainer too. It's already built into your plan, co-trained on exactly the kind of work you do there, and it doesn't ask you to change your workflow at all. But if you need the deepest single-shot reasoning across a massive legacy code base, or you're working on anything where a confidently wrong answer is genuinely costly, Opus 4.8 still edges it out, and that hallucination number is worth taking seriously. Grok 4.5 won't top every leaderboard, and honestly, it doesn't need to. It wins on terminal-driven agent work, costs a fraction of the alternatives to run, and it's already the daily driver for the team that helped build it. If you've actually tried it, drop a comment with what surprised you most, good or bad. And subscribe if you want the next model breakdown before it even finishes rolling out.